Hello YouTube, it's Chris here from TechTablets.com. Just going to do in this video a quick comparison between the Teclast X16HD 3G and the X10 HD 3G, which is just behind here in the video. To start with, I'm just going to focus on the X16 HD. As you can see, it's a Windows tablet and it's dual boot, and it has a home button that does work only in Windows, not in Android. The tablet speed is great, it's good. Both of these tablets have the same chipset. They have the Atom Z3736F, and that can turbo up to 2.16 gigahertz. So performance wise, both of them are relatively similar, although this tablet at the moment for me seems to be a bit smoother, and it's probably because it's running a 1080p resolution. The screen is a 16 by 9 resolution, and the brightness is pretty good on the screen. It's actually one of the brighter tablets that I have tested, and there's no complaints here with the brightness at all. And running games in Windows is fine. All the Windows Store games, they run well, apart from maybe Modern Combat 5, I think it is. It's quite a demanding game, and that just lags, and if you look at the reviews on it as well, it's just basically lagging for everyone anyway. So all the games you want to run from the Windows Store, they all run great. There's no issues there at all. And the overall build quality of the tablet for me is slightly better than the Teclast X10 HD, which I will show you shortly. So we have the tablet, we have at the bottom, we have a dock connector there for the keyboard, so you can connect it up to a keyboard if you wanted that. I do recommend getting the keyboard. It's a good buy, it makes it more of a productive tablet here. We have the speakers on the left and right side here. And on the top, strangely and oddly enough, on the top we have the HDMI port here. Now the port placement on this tablet is very strange. I don't know why Teclast have done this. And we also have the micro USB up here, the 3.5 headphone jack. Now this headphone jack only supports 2 poles, so if you try a 3-pole headphone set that's got the remote and the microphone, if you push it right in, it's going to sound all funny. That's the same with the other tablet as well, and all of these Teclast tablets. So only 2-pole, remember that. And the camera on the back is a 5 megapixel camera on the back and a 2 megapixel on the front. And the front camera is in the normal location, which is just right up here. And on the Teclast X10, which I'll show you now, the camera is in a awkward position. It's on the side. Here is the X10 HD, and we have the camera here. Hopefully you can just see that. It's right there on the left. For some reason, they seem to have orientated this tablet to be run in portrait mode more than in landscape. I'm not too sure why they thought that, but maybe it's just some reasoning behind that with the Teclast design team to do that. So we have the ports all on the left side. We have here the micro USB, headphone jack, and we have the HDMI out, microphones right there. It's a little bit hard to see because it's black there. And on the right side, there is nothing. So it's just completely free there. Overall, the build quality of the X10 HD is good, but it's not as good as some of their other tablets. I found that if you're pressing, I don't know if you can pick up on this noise, the squeaking, kind of creaking noise around here. The screen is a Super Retina, super high resolution. I don't really like that term, Super Retina. It's something Apple came up with Retina displays. So it's a 2560 by 1600, which is really high. It's very sharp. Between the two displays, you can't really tell the difference on the almost 3,300 pixels PPI that it's present. So there's a nice pixel density on the screen, but if you look really close, okay, you can tell. And looking really close on the 1080p screen behind me of the X16, yeah, you can't really tell that much of a difference unless you are kind of getting your microscope out or a magnifying glass and looking at the screens. But there is a difference. Brightness wise, they're both going to be on maximum. I'll just boot into Windows here. and show you. And there is more of a predominant gap between the screen on the Teclast, if we can focus the camera here and just let you see that. But there's the glass here, and then you can see the glass behind the IPS screen there. There is a gap of around about a millimeter, maybe more, and that is more obvious than it is on the X16, which you just show you now. So if you look at the X16 here, the gap is not as obvious, and it tends to reflect more the screen here. I'll show you on the X10. I'll just put the X10 right now on the stand. And overall, yes, okay, it's fine. There's no screen lag and everything seems to run pretty quick. But it does at times for me seem to be a little bit slower and stutterier than the X16, probably because of this high resolution. Sometimes I've just found out that if you go to the control panel, that it will take a little while to load that up. Okay, that popped up quite quick then, but sometimes it tends to be a bit of a lag to get that actually to show up all of the icons in there. It took some time to load in, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. So just navigating around, opening up folders, applications, everything, yeah, that's all fine. Free space on both of them, you get around about 32.5 gigabytes. This is a 64 gigabyte eMMC drivers on both of these devices. Typing on the keyboard on both of them is really good. I mean, the touch response of both the screens is excellent. It's just like an iPad minis. You don't need to push hard or anything like that. There's no delay or anything. Typing is good on these screens with the Windows keyboard there. I don't seem to have any issues with that. And Internet Explorer in Metro mode here is really fast, and TechTablets.com website can be a little bit laggy. If you run this in Chrome, Chrome's going to choke on this, but just running it here, it's really quick. It's loading up everything fine and fast here. No worries there at all. And the keyboard, well, I'll just quickly show that they can get a keyboard for these devices here. And the keyboard is the keyboard case combo. It looks just like this, a material that is just an absolute dust magnet. You might have seen me mention that on other videos. And all you do is just fold it up like that, and you can put the tablet into the dock keyboard case just like that, and it fits in there quite nicely. And you have full Windows support there with gestures and everything like that, so you can swipe through, swipe that, brings up the menu, and it works just fine. Left and right clicks, it's good. You can disable it as well with the keyboard, so you don't have any problems with the palm rejection. There is basically none, so that's why they have that button there, so you can turn it off. And typing on the keyboard is pretty good, and it does turn it into like a mini netbook. It's really good for typing on, because typing on the screen with the touch screen, for me, typing on that for a long time is quite a pain, and I don't like to actually write a lot using touch screens at all. And when you're done with it, you can turn it off, just put the screen down, and it becomes a case for it, which is really nice. It's handy, it's good. The same goes for the X16. It also has a case for it, but you're going to need a case that supports the 10 by 10 inches, 10.6 inches. Sorry, that didn't come to me. I'm a little bit tired at the moment here. So overall, both of the tablets, they are good, decent tablets. I really wish they did have a full USB port on them, like the Pipo W3 does, or the Pipo W3F. Having a full USB port is just great to have. It makes these tablets so productive. You can just plug it in and go, and you can charge at the same time while using USB, which is an issue with these tablets, that you can't really do that unless you have if you have a hub that allows you to do that. There are hubs out there that I have shown in other videos. You can connect up and use the USB ports and charge at the same time. And some users have reported running into problems later with charging, but I haven't had any issues with that using those kind of hubs. So overall, what would I choose if I was going to choose between the higher resolution Teclast X10 HD and then the X16 running a 1080p screen? So this is a 16 by 10 screen, That's a 16:9. Both of them have 3G modems and they support micro SIM. So they're very similar. The main difference is the build quality, slightly higher on the X16, and the screen ratio and resolution. So if you're a resolution junkie and you got to have the super high ultra resolution, then I would say go for the X10 HD. But games can be a little bit slower due to that resolution. So Windows Store games, Android games as well, can tend to be a little bit slow. I found it just tends to respond sometimes a little less quickly than the X16 does. So overall, if I was going to pick one, well, I would go for this model here because I just seem to feel that the build quality is nicer, and that 1080p screen, 1080p on a 10.6 inch screen, still looks fine. You can't really tell pixels. They're a little bit harder to see them. I mean, you've got to have to look really close at that screen to be able to see pixels. And it just seems more fluid to me, slightly slimmer, and overall just a more solid tablet that in my use of it just seems to be a little bit more responsive than the X10. Although swiping from the left there didn't bring up the menu. Okay, so that's just a quick comparison there of both of the tablets there from TechGlass, their latest 2015 tablets, the X16 and the X10 HD. They're really a mouthful to say the names of these tablets. I wish they'd come up with better names for them, but that's the way they name them. If you like this video, please give me a like. That'd be very nice of you to do that, and do stay tuned to my channel. Do subscribe. There'll be more videos up and coming of various other tablets from China that I'm waiting for to review and do hands-on videos of. And do check out the playlists for more videos on both of these tablets. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in my next video. Bye for now.